All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Dockside at the Bay. I am here. My name is Vinnie, and I'm here with Kim. Kim, how are you today?
I'm doing all right, Vinnie. Doing all right on this
Fantastic.
this Tuesday evening here in
Yes. Yes, yeah. Can't believe we're already in March. This coming weekend is daylight savings, and
so fast.
it
And
really is.
and we were talking just before we started up here about March Madness and us
Yes.
doing our soapy March Madness, and I feel like we just did that, and crowned. I think we last year I want to say Drake Hoggeston was crowned as our
John Black, I believe, won last year.
yeah.
And then the year, unless John Black, I have to actually, you know what? Let me double check and look, because I haven't actually looked at the bracket since we did it.
Yeah.
Google Drive. Here we go.
But no, it's always a fun, it's a fun tradition. So I'm excited to launch into that and to watch, I don't know, my Duke Blue Devils. Let's see how they perform, in regular version March Madness, not soap version.
So no, last year's winner was Steve Johnson. John Black won the first year.
Oh, wow. Everything blurs together. I forgot that. Oh my goodness. That's shameful that I didn't realize or remember that Steve had won. That's shameful on my part.
But yes.
I apologize, Taylor people.
So yes, Steve Johnson won last year. John Black. We're on the Days of Our Lives run. I mean, Days of Our Lives is the odds-on favorite going into it this year. However, there's going to be a couple things different this year than in previous years. So we're realigning a couple of things here for the Soap Stars March Madness. And it's kind of ironic that I'm announcing this on the show about the Bay, but we've actually decided not to include the Bay characters into the brackets this year. Reason being that as of right now, because we're not discussing the current season of the Bay, we are more of a rewatch podcast, and historically the Bay characters have always lost because they're not as well known as the other 3 or 4 soap operas.
This is true.
So here's what we're going to do this year. We've decided to take the Bay out. General Hospital and Days of Our Lives will still have their own brackets. This year, CBS will have its own half of the side. Their own 32 teams, so to speak, their own 32 characters. Days of Our Lives, Y&R and Beyond the Gates will have their own quadrants of the brackets, and they will each have 12 characters in it. Where are the other 4, you ask? Well, because Bold and the Beautiful is another half-hour show, we've decided, because Y&R, Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates all live in the same universe, we're going to take Bold and the Beautiful and put 4 of their characters in each of Beyond the Gates and Y&R's brackets. So they'll be mixed throughout. And this year, we're not going on a randomized drawing like we did the previous 2 years. The first year I drew names out of a hat. Last year, if you remember, I did the digital randomized drawing, spinning apparatus. This year we're actually going based on show count. So it's actually the more you work, the higher seed you get in the tournament. There's going to be, I guarantee you, there's going to be some upsets, but it kind of brings it more popular characters, and that way you don't have to worry about people that have only had 2 scenes in a year being up there compared to somebody that hadn't. So this year it'll be a little bit different, and I think it'll be a little bit more fun.
I think so too. It's been fun the past couple of years, but kind of switching it up, I feel like is going to be just, a new little layer that I think will add some fun to it for sure.
Yes.
Little competition.
Absolutely. I also do want to go ahead and put out there that Suds and Squirt Circle Media is constantly coming up with new content. This past Sunday, I did have the episode of freestyling on Real American Freestyle just to cover RAF 06. Fantastic event. Check it out. If you are not a Fox Nation subscriber, you can get it on Amazon Prime, but also check out Fox Nation because they're running a spring special where it's $2.99 a month if you pay for the annual plan. So $36 or some to that effect. Yeah, $36 and you get it for the year. I signed right up for it. So check it out for Real American Freestyle, and then watch our companion show, Freestyling on Real American Freestyle. As you know, I grew up as a WWE fan, professional wrestling. Freestyle wrestling was not in my wheelhouse. We didn't have it in school up here in Connecticut for where I went to school, at least. So I wasn't really exposed to it other than on TV. And up until Real American Freestyle was introduced, freestyle wrestling was kind of boring watching it on TV. So now with the guys at Real American Freestyle, Chad Bronstein, Izzy Martinez, and of course Eric Bischoff, Real American Freestyle has made me a freestyle. As a matter of fact, I am more into the Real American Freestyle than I have been in WWE for quite a while. So if they can make a believer out of me, they can make a believer out of anybody. Check it out. Also, Book Beyond Reality returns this coming Sunday. There were 2 Sundays we took a break of that show because last week we had the blizzard that hit the Northeast. So Angela and I did Suds News on Sunday, and then this past week I did freestyling on Real American Freestyle. So this coming Sunday on the 8th, the 8th of March, Book Beyond Reality returns, and you still have half of the season to go, 6 episodes to go. So make sure to check that out. All right, I think that's all for the church announcements and getting everybody. Oh, well, one more, I should say. We are now an official content creator affiliate of Phorm. So we have an affiliate link for you. Just go to Phorm. That's the number 1, STPHORM, Phorm.suds-media.com has our affiliate link built in, and whatever you buy gives us a commission. I'm going to start using their products for my renewed weight loss journey, and I hope you will join me. And also, I'll be doing a lot more TikToks and posting progression pics as I go along. I want you guys to hold me accountable. And also, I'm going to be putting on there what supplements, protein powders, whatever that I'm using from Phorm, so that maybe you'll want to go with do it with me as well. So definitely check that out. Oh wow, hey. For those of you who are WWF fans that were fans in the 90s, I just found out that the Berserker, John Nord just followed us on Twitter. So that's we've actually gotten some pretty big names following us now. John Cena follows Suds and Squared Circle Media on Twitter. So that's the holy grail.
A name I know.
Yeah, a name you know, right. All right, but we're here to talk about the Emmy Award-winning web soap, The Bay. We're at the end of season 7. We're season 7, episode 14.
I feel like season 7 just flew by. My goodness.
It really did.
My goodness. I mean, I know, short episodes and action-packed, almost all of them, but goodness, I can't believe that we've wrapped it. And it'll be exciting. We were chatting earlier going into season 8 because we will hit a point during season 8 that we will hit episodes that I have not previously seen.
Yes, exactly.
So this is going to be fun. It'll be my first watch for definitely about midway through season 8 is kind of where I'll be watching episodes, in real time for the first time. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited to.
I am very excited. Yes. It's funny because, soap operas are known, where a week is a day and a day is a week. Mm-hmm. And The Bay, this entire season has taken place in 24 to 48 hours.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Maybe 3 days or 4 days, something like that effect. It's funny because I'm watching today's episode at night, while my wife and I are eating dinner. She's like, this is still going on. It seems like it's been going on for a couple of months. I'm like, honestly, it's been the whole season. Like, literally, last season was the ambush. You know, last year's season finale, and now we're here at the conclusion
Still
of
in
that
the
privilege.
aftermath. Yeah. But immediate aftermath. It's not like they did any time jumps. It's
No.
not even in the finale they decided to like flash forward to a certain place. No, I mean, when we pick up, I want to say we're like kind of picking up right where we left off once we approach season 8 as well. So we're still going to be in that same window of time. But hey, you know, it's an action-packed window. We've seen a lot of twists, a lot of turns, and a lot of crazy. And this episode was no exception. I mean, this episode definitely, as season finales go, definitely held up.
It definitely did. And you know, it's great because it gives you the plot tropes, the soap tropes that you have, and also some stuff that I have to admit I don't know how they did it, but we'll get into that as we go forward. But season 7 picks up where we left off with they give us a great recap of the entire season.
Yes. Yes.
So this episode, it did.
Yeah, just kind of reminding us about like the big ticket items, big actiony points, and things like that. And then we get a recap at the beginning of the whole, you know, encounter. We have Pete slinking in, you know, through the like cutting through the trees, sneaking up, trying to, you know, sneaking up on the guard, trying to infiltrate and get to Vivian, and we get to see like the same, you know, the cliffhanger from the previous episode just carries into this. So we do get to see the chaos unfold again. Only this time the chaos was extended a little bit. We did get to see some of the like on the ground action and the I have to say the choreography for this whole fight sequence was great. The way that they shot this, the way that they filmed this, you know, as soaps go, because sometimes it can be a little cheesy, a little silly to watch stunt scenes and fight scenes and things, but I was impressed by this and a lot of the dialogue.
I want to know how they filmed the fight scene between Pete and Adam when Christos portrays both characters. I mean, obviously they had to stand it, but
I mean, it's kind of the same. One of my all-time favorite movies is Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan, and I was always, I mean, I believed wholeheartedly when I was a child that Lindsay Lohan was actually a twin, just based on the way that they shot that movie.
Imagine there being two Lindsay Lohans though in this world.
Hey, she's on a good trajectory right now. She seems to be doing well.
Cleaned up her act.
But just the way that they shot that movie. Now, granted, like going back in and watching it as an adult, you can see the body doubles. You can see that there's clearly, but it's not, you know, overall, it was very well done. And I have to say that they did a really remarkable job doing it with Christos in this episode. You really could not, you know, the choreography and just the way that they shot the scenes and the camera magic that they did. It was very convincing. I thought they did a very good job.
No, they absolutely did. I completely agree with you. It was fantastic. But we do start. Okay, so, you know, we start the wedding scene, of course, and I have to laugh because the pastor who's performing the ceremony knows that this thing is, you know, just done. I mean, hell, there's machine guns guarding the thing, so they know
and
that.
He was given what the cash, the crazy large, either the check or the cash before everything even started. He's so fully aware.
The way that he asks Adam, "Are you going into this marriage uncoerced and on your own free will?" And he's like, "Of course, indeed." And then he asks the same thing to Vivian.
Yeah, like, cut her face, just looking completely bereft.
Right.
Just like miserable and sad puppy, and just like, get me out of this. Yeah, that must have been a pretty sizable check or money that this man received in order to decide to carry off this this
ceremony. What would have happened? He said, "No, I'm doing this under duress. I'm a hostage here." Like,
oh yeah, just hit it. But maybe the guards with the machine guns surrounding the whole scene just kind of made that. Even though, like we said last week, we did have Tamara full on whispering about their plan and how crazy the guards were, and it's just like, come on, honey, they can all hear you. You're not being a right now. But she does get into ninja mode.
Oh yeah.
She does. She you know, kind of redeems herself during the fight sequence when she is just full on, "This is for Evan, bitch," and goes after her.
Yeah, that was great. After Pete, you know, because comes in at the right time. He's like, "Vivian," and she's Pete, and then all hell breaks loose. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Pete takes the gun that he got off the guy, the guard, shoots. He I don't know. Did he hit Adam? Did he? I don't know. It looked like Adam got hit somewhere in the shoulder
Yeah.
or something.
But you have Daniel at one point up on like the one guy's back, pulling him away from Caleb after the Caleb and Daniel hug, which just, that made me melt. When they finally see each other, they run across the chaos to each other, and then they get pulled apart. But you got Daniel who like leaps into action hero monkey mode and just like leaps onto the guy's back and is trying to. It was great. It was great.
And then Tamara with the punch to Silver, and it's like, yeah, there's our ninja Tamara.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, the fight scene took up the majority of the episode.
Yeah, it really did. Consider the fight and just even but even like the cops coming in to break it up. I mean, they arrived pretty damn like they were on that, right away. As soon as like the action, kind of spilled out into, crazy chaos, we get to see the cops come in. We see Cordero. We see all of that, everyone just getting rounded up and them trying to break away from the chaos. All the while, though, the man at large, Adam, has, taken off and there's that whole situation to contend with. But at least they managed to get Logan. Yeah, it's Silver freaking out about Logan because he's like pinned down on the ground and getting arrested and all of this. And you've got, at least you get to see everything. Everything does take place for the bulk of the episode, but we do get to see, that resolution too, which I thought was really good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Not like they left us hanging with like, just the chaos ensuing and someone getting dragged off. We do get to see like a cap on it.
So. Oh, absolutely. It was great. The way that the fight went down, obviously Pete and Adam, Pete and Vivian are kind of rekindling everything. And then Adam comes up and, Pete has a gun on Adam. They both have guns on each other until... Pete tells Adam to put the gun down. He's like, "Oh, I will." He drops the gun, and Vivian is trying to get Pete to leave. Like, first of all, why would you want Pete to turn his back on Adam? He cannot be trusted.
Yeah, no turning your back. Come on. You, that's just like first rule of dealing with a crazy soap supervillain. Don't turn your back. Don't try. Keep your guard up. You're dealing with a crazy guy.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Vivian is backing away, and Pete has the gun, firmly held on Adam. Adam's putting his gun on the ground, and Pete's like, "Throw the gun." Vivian yells something, and Pete turns his head for a second and gets, ambushed by Adam. Yeah. Which, I'm sorry, that's going to happen.
Pete getting distracted by the Vivian factor. Now, granted, you're thrilled to see her. Love of your life, mother of your child, looking beautiful in this crazy dress. But his getting distracted, his yelling for Vivian from the jump of the episode is what causes all the chaos in the first place. And then he gets kind of sidelined in that whole sequence and then winds up paying for it. He winds up getting ambushed, and then he's the one on the ground. He's the one who's struggling. He's, the underdog in that sequence. Then Adam turns the tables.
And I don't know how they did the fight scene, honestly. I mean,
it was very well done with the camera work or the cinematography, choreography, however they arranged it. Very impressive and very well done. Exactly. I mean, I don't know. I like to think that with my film school background, I got a little. I used to. There were some videos like shot by fellow students when they tried to do sort of fight scenes. We tried to film one once in my apartment. It involved some fake blood that consisted of corn syrup and red food dye that I had to scrub off our hardwood floor in our kitchen. But just even like the process of trying to make that look realistic, it's very difficult just to choreograph it. You got to block out the scenes a certain way. And that was for an amateur student film. So obviously you've got trained professionals that are doing it, with the Bay, but also the fact difficult to do scenes like that.
And what makes it 10 times more difficult is Christos is the same actor on both characters.
Exactly.
So you have to have the body doubles, which I get. There is going to be body doubles and stuff shot from the back, but it's like you have to have the video of Christos throwing the punch on
Mhm.
one side, and then the same, the same shot of him taking the same punch from himself on the
Yep.
other side, or the kick, or whatever. And it's like they did a phenomenal job choreographing and doing that fight scene.
I agree. I agree. It was very, and even though it's a short sequence, but it's important. Obviously, you
Yep.
need to see like this brother showdown. You need to see this. I mean, the episode was called what? The culmination. This
Yeah.
is the culmination. The two of them finally having that moment where
Oh,
they're,
absolutely.
and it was shot to perfection. They did a fantastic job, and
Yeah.
it was very intense to watch and to see. But in I love sprinkled in though, like all the choreography and all the action, we do have like just some, like a little bit of humor. I mean, we had like you got Caleb going up and knocking Adam out, or not Adam, Logan, with an
Yeah.
oar. And you have like Pete with, or Adam with his one liners, don't make me do it, darling, and
Yeah.
like Petey, and calling him all of these. It's just like all of that peppered within it too. Just
Oh, yeah.
very, kudos to the way that they shot and structured this episode, just in that sense, because
And
really,
then
really,
the one shot where RJ is fighting the guy with the gun,
yeah.
and the gun goes off with RJ on the ground, and of course you're automatically, if somebody got shot,
Mhm.
and you think it's RJ, but instead it's the other guy, and
Yep.
then RJ gets up from out from under him because the cop is there to help him up and whatever, and he
Yeah.
kicks the guy while he's down. Like,
Yep.
that's for,
Give a little kick.
yeah.
You know, And poor, Tamara, oh my goodness, her just like, freaking out and completely, worried that RJ was the one who was her. And then, you got RJ, poor guy, Mr. like medical student, dealing, works at, he's dealing with this man who basically, collapsed and bleeding out on top, poor man. So, but
Yeah.
he did get that little kick in, which was satisfying to watch. So many little satisfying peppered within. It
Oh,
was
absolutely.
really, really well done. And then we get to with the culmination though, and the Pete and Adam stranglehold fight scene.
Yep.
And we get the moment where the Lion King moment, for lack of a
Yeah.
better word.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought about. Yep.
Just even like them calling each other brother, and the handhold and the hold. I'm like, oh, okay, we're channeling Lion King, which is great
Yeah.
because it's
Yep.
my all-time favorite Disney movie. So great soap, great Disney film, capturing that sequence. But you got Adam who, takes a tumble over the cliff. And,
Mhm.
despite Pete's best efforts to hold on to him and I'll save you, I'll help you. And we
Well, the
do,
way that Adam says, I can't let that happen,
yeah,
and he lets go.
that
Because
was a
he
great,
let go. It wasn't Pete that slipped.
yeah.
His leg slipped. Adam let go.
Yeah. No, I can't let this happen. That's a great, kind of foreshadowing
Mm-hmm.
for what happens, what the big reveal at the very end when, I mean, we see, you think with the blood trickling out of the mouth and the fall where he, clearly has like, looks like he's hit his head, looks like he's taken a pretty serious fall. You got the blood, you assume, oh yeah, he's a goner,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a soap.
Right.
And
But it's like he only, and to be fair, he only fell, let's say, at a very conservative or liberal level, maybe 100 feet. He didn't
yeah,
fall, which honestly is still high. Don't get me wrong; it's 10 stories up.
yeah,
But we have to imagine, no, maybe, yeah, maybe 100, maybe 50 feet. I don't know. It was hard to tell, but either way, it was still close enough where when the cop yelled up to the
right,
captain,
exactly.
he was able to hear.
That
So
creates a better
maybe,
picture of the distance when the cop
yeah,
yelled up.
maybe it was about 50 feet, and we have to think that maybe that the parapet on Spoon Island from Windermere was higher, higher up, and people
You mean when
sometimes,
Catherine Bell took her fall?
yeah. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, it was relatively, it wasn't a cliff, so to speak, but he did fall a sizable distance, and that could kill somebody.
Yeah.
But um, the body was gone. So clearly, either somebody came to pick up the body very quickly, or he walked off.
Yeah, or maybe one of his fellow goons just, saw him in a state of disarray and was just like, "Here, bud, I'll help you up, and we'll just scurry on out of here." Who
Yeah.
knows? But of course, we couldn't have let our big bad villain just go out that way.
Right.
Obviously, for a cliffhanger, you got to have him still in the mix. So, we still
Yeah.
get to see we'll be treated to more twin scenes
Yeah.
and brother squaring off against brother. But I
Oh,
will say the reunion prior to them realizing that Adam was gone was also the way that was shot, and all like the cast just everyone just having the big hug moment and the
Oh, yeah.
reunion. That was lovely. That was so nice to see.
It was. And even when Pete and Vivian were alone, they were expressing how much they love each other.
Yeah.
And we're finally together, and Vivian's asking about the baby, and the baby, and Pete says the baby's safe with Sophia, and
yep. Little Marlon. Little
Yep.
Marlon. And I have to say too, just in terms of, and this is going back a little bit, but when Vivian and Pete and Adam are all after Adam tries to abscond and run off with Vivian,
yeah,
we do see that one shot of her running, and it's in slow motion with the dress behind her.
Yeah.
Again, kudos to the director of photography, cinematography, all of that, because that was gorgeous. The way that was shot in that moment. I had to make a note of that. I just thought that was so well done and pretty. And they just, Pete and Viv just look so pretty together too. Even despite the fact that, it's been a insane 48, 72 hours. They still look freaking gorgeous together.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. No way that Pete needs to get into another fight. And I will say this, the Pete versus Adam fight was the best brother versus brother fight. The best one since Undertaker versus Kane at WrestleMania 20. But if you need to gear up for a fight, we are an official affiliate of WWE Shop. So check this out. Order some WWE merch and help support our network. Ladies and gentlemen, Suds and Squared Circle Media is an official affiliate of WWE Shop. If you want to buy stuff for the new AAA Mega Champion and WWE Intercontinental Champion Dominic Mysterio, or the classic Stone Cold Steve Austin with his Austin 316 merchandise, or merch for Raw is War, SmackDown, or any other WWE show, just go to wrestlingmerch.suds-media.com or scan the QR code for our affiliate link. You can either go to wrestlingmerch.suds-media.com or scan the QR code on the screen, and you'll be taken to WWE Shop using our affiliate link. And anything you buy using our affiliate link, we earn commission. All right, so yeah, definitely check that out. WrestlingMerch.suds-media.com, and that brings you to our affiliate link for WWE Shop, and you could start supporting our network by buying WWE stuff. All right, so moving on, because the stuff in Puerto Rico wasn't the only thing that happened on the show.
This is true.
We did have a little bit to do in Bay City that was going on. We saw Nardo talking to the other detectives. We saw Nardo kind of getting some intel from the Puerto Rican authorities, saying that they found the compound and everything. But they did. So I think the question was, how did you keep Evan from staying, from trying to get out of bed too early? Because they did bring up Dre.
Yes, they did.
And
the family tree thing.
Yeah.
The reveal. Was it a reveal that Dre is Nardo's other daughter?
It must have been, because I didn't know that was his other daughter.
It struck me as, okay. There was a lot of familial connections that were dropped in that little sequence between a lot of. I love the way the seamless character introductions and the way they twine in family and history on this show is. Yes. I mean, yes, we still need to make a family tree to keep it all straight, because it does get a little confusing. But I did appreciate just how they managed to twine in. I mean, they mention they drop a lot of names quickly, but they mention Orchid, they mention Dre, they mention John Blackwell, they mention they mention Steve. We
Yeah.
also have the reveal that Marissa is Nardo's niece.
Yeah, we knew that.
We knew that, but
Yeah,
we didn't know
Marissa being Orchid.
But the Dre connection, I don't think we knew that.
We did not know.
Yeah. So that is a fun little wrinkle that we'll, get to see play out because wow, that's, that does that definitely, it was an interesting little kind of twist there. And I couldn't remember if it was revealed to us before or not, but it was an interesting reveal for sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, even the mention though of the twining in John Blackwell though and Steve and learning that Orchid has been with John Blackwell all this time too. It's like cool. All right, at least we know that she's safe and doing her thing, and everything's cool there. But it's just nice that they pepper in like those characters and remind us like, hey, these guys are still in the fold, they're still in the mix. We're not, forgetting about the Steve angle. And they do mention too how they want to kind of lure Steve out with the divorce papers, with Sara, with all of this. Which is kind of interesting as well. Just a lot to unpack there in that short little sequence, in that short little conversation.
Well, last we knew, Steve was in custody. They don't have to lure Steve out.
Well, not lure him out, but, just kind of use divorce sort of like a bargaining chip,
Yeah, to give up names or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, to get him to cooperate, I believe, or get him to, because they were just trying to, give him something that he wants, all of that stuff. Because, we have to keep Steve in the mix is the big... Since now Adam has disappeared effectively, we got to rope in the other bad guy.
Yeah, exactly. So we find out all that, and so I mean, just quick little scenes at the police department, and just Nardo is much more involved now. He's kind of back. He's got his badge back, so to speak. He's come out of retirement to help out, and he gets the information from Puerto Rico. They find out that Orchid is with Blackwell, so everything is looking good in the BCPD.
Yep, they twined it all in. They brought in all like these threads, and they just kind of were like, okay, here we're just gonna put a cap on all of these
exactly
for the finale, which was appreciated. It twines up some loose ends for us, and we also had two. Like the sequence, obviously, because Nardo is in commission at the police station because obviously Lex is tending to Sara. And we had that lovely sequence at the hospital where, we see Sara still kind of in that tormented state in that hallway with Red and running and everything like that and all that chaos. But we have the sweetness on the other side with Sophia and with Lex trying to lure her out and lure her back.
So my biggest question is, why the hell they have the door blocked? Like,
I mean, I think I couldn't. It was kind of surprising to me that they did have the door locked, but maybe it was a matter of them being concerned about Sara. They wanted to protect the environment with the sound and the candles and the music, and make sure that no modern medicine got in the way of Sophia's plan.
Yeah, could be.
Or just to create a little bit of, extra drama at the end, because they were saying that like Sara was basically like,
brain dead.
And pretty much, so maybe it was Sophia's last ditch effort to just protect her and let this ritual kind of play out and see what happens.
Yeah, because Sophia kept saying, come to my voice, follow the music. And I absolutely love the juxtaposition of Red Garrett in the red lighting, back behind the door, Sara running to the light. Because 95% of the time, when you're in between, you're being told to stay away from the light.
Right.
But
no.
In the red doorway, Sara is running towards the light, towards what it looked like the morgue. Like, why would you run to the morgue if you're gonna, if you're gonna wake up? That had me laughing.
Yeah, a little bit. And just knowing too that at this stage, I mean, when this season was being shot, I'm pretty sure it was right around the same timeline when Kayla was experiencing all like the heavenly afterlife in between drama on days. So it's just kind of funny to see like the juxtaposition, and that whole thing. But at the end of the day, she does come back. She does wake up from she gets to open her eyes finally, come home to Lex and all of that. She comes home to Lex and his just calling her baby and saying we did it. It was so heartwarming. It's so sweet, you know.
Yeah.
And for her being at death's door in a call, she still looks, you know, freaking great.
Of course. I mean,
Treat
it's
her-
honestly, it's only been like, what do we say, 2 or 3 days, maybe a week at most.
Yeah,
But you know, she still looks amazing, and you know, she opens her eyes, and the doctor, you know, Dr.
the
Campbell
full
comes
Sleeping
in.
Beauty moment with her and Lex, which I
Yeah,
just, you know,
of
warms your
course.
heart.
Yep, exactly. And then Dr. Campbell's coming in with the charts, like, Miss Garrett, and he's like looking through, and oh my
Yeah.
God, like he's shocked that she actually woke up.
Yeah. Well, he was saying what she had like a 42% chance of
Yeah.
being completely brain dead and everything. So, but miracle of modern medicine and Sophia's music, which was actually very like, you know, that music, whatever it was, like I said, it reminded me of the soundscape I used to fall asleep. So it was nice.
No,
But
it was
so we
great.
get resolution there though. Sara, you know, our heroine she's opened her eyes. And then we have you know, that followed up just with the cliffhanger at the very end on the cliff when Cordero
Mhm.
gets to update Pete and just tell him that, you know, everyone's been arrested and all of that. And then we get the reveal about Adam. But overall, I mean, you know, very quick episode, it felt like it flew by,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But
I mean, and it's like what also helped added to the quickness of the episode was you had, you know, 2 minutes or 3 minutes of, you know, what led up to this at the beginning, and then 2 or 3 minutes of teasers for next season.
That's true. That's true. And I purposely cut it off before the teasers for next. It's like I don't want to be previewed. I don't want to be spoiled for anything.
Yeah, I did watch them, but either way, I mean, it only gives you a very
Yeah.
very little glimpse into what happens. But
Just enough to keep you waiting and, you know, on the edge of your seat until eight, you know, season 8 drops or dropped.
yeah,
I can't
you're right.
remember how long the span was between the season and when the new one picked up, but
Yeah.
at least we get to dive right in. I'm
Yes,
excited.
it's gonna be very nice to dive right into season 8 next week. But that's a wrap for season 7.
Yes.
You know, I really wish the Bay was all year round. Like, I don't mind that it's like weekly or whatever, but I wish that it was all year round. I wish it wasn't just 15 episode seasons.
So do I.
You know,
I almost wish it was kind of structured the way like The Pit on HBO, where it's 1 week, you know, like appointment television almost.
Yeah.
Drop like one episode per, you know, just have it filmed, because it, you know, even if it was like a once a week nightly, you know, drama,
Yeah.
I would, yeah, I'd love that.
But and you mentioned the Pit. Who knows how that's gonna be affected now that Paramount has bought Warner Brothers Discovery.
We're putting good vibes out into the universe.
So,
That
you
everything
know,
will
Paramount Plus and HBO Max are going to merge
yes.
at some point within the next 6 months to a year
Yeah.
into one streaming service. Personally, I believe that HBO Max has a bigger name value, but I guess they're going to keep Paramount Plus. So we're going to see, you know, Beyond the Gates on Paramount Plus, and we're going to see all the HBO stuff on Paramount Plus as well. So look for that price to go up at some point.
Crazy times. Yeah. Just seeing all of that shake out in the news lately has been pretty wild. And
What
I'm curious.
would be great, and we have to put it out into the ether, is having the Bay picked up by Amazon in terms of, you know, Prime Video exclusive, and take it to Prime Video, take it to Apple TV, take it to
Apple TV would be a good fit for it.
Yeah, I think Apple TV would be fantastic for the Bay.
Yeah.
Even Netflix, you know, putting that on there, that would be awesome.
Yeah, elevating it a little, you know, just to that, because the fact that it is accessible on multiple platforms, as I've said it before, I watch it on Tubi, but it's, you know, it's kind of like, you know, there's a reason why we can't, or we aren't including it in our March Madness, because it doesn't, as much as we love it, it doesn't have that same sort of.
It doesn't have the same footprint.
Yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody, not that I was talking to somebody actually commented on my picture that I posted earlier today when my dog and I were watching this episode, and I put it up on Twitter, and somebody responded saying, I just, finished watching episode 9 or season 9. It was great to, binge 8 seasons and then watch episode 9. And I'm like, season 10 is playing on Popstar, on their daily run.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in Canada, and Canada doesn't get Popstar. So,
really?
So they're not, okay. Yeah, so they're not able to see the new season until it drops because he watches it on Tubi.
Just having it, I wish it, like you said, had a broader sort of footprint in that sense, because the quality is there. I mean, this is
for you guys in Canada that don't get Popstar, you can theoretically get Popstar by utilizing a VPN, and we are an official affiliate of SafeShell VPN. Go to our Linktree, linktree.suds-media.com for that link for SafeShell. And if you utilize a VPN, put yourself smack dab in the U.S., you can get Popstar because it must be one of those things that's geolocated for the U.S. So, utilize that. Yeah.
It's a useful bit of information right there.
Well, it's funny because with WWE and their media rights deals where they have all the current premium live event streaming on the ESPN app, mm-hmm. Which is actually funny because I watch them on Disney Plus. So to go to Disney Plus to watch wrestling is something I never thought I'd ever do.
Right? It's hard to square like Mickey Mouse. It's just like a weird juxtaposition there.
Is you go ahead and ESPN is only for the US. Everywhere else, the PLEs are on Netflix. So if you get a VPN like SafeShell VPN, you can put yourself in Canada and watch the PLEs on Netflix and not have to pay the $30 a month for ESPN Unlimited. But
there are definitely avenues and routes to watch. And even if VPN access or different apps or different, but at the end of the day, it would be nice just to see this have the same sort of a platform as a Beyond the Gates, as a GH, I
like having it small because I like having it streaming only. I don't want it to go somewhere where they're going to be forced to
That's true.
Censor themselves and edit their content.
That's
true. My fear, because I'm actually surprised that seasons 1 through 6 that are on Peacock aren't edited down, because even when WWE was on Peacock, a lot of stuff from WWE pay-per-views from the past were edited down and censored.
Well, people thought that, when Days jumped over to Peacock, that it was going to involve more. They were going to spice things up a little bit. There was going to be a little bit more steam, or there was going to be a little bit more swearing, or what have you. And they really haven't. But as we've said before, that the audience is not.
The audience isn't there, and I think they learned from the Prospect Park, All My Children, One Life to Live debacles that just because you can say shit and stuff, you don't have to, and the soap opera audience will rebel anyways. Especially because a lot of Days viewers are older, and there's really no reason to put swears in there. Could there be steam?
If they were going to make any upgrade right now, I'd rather they make it to, I don't know, their budget, so that everyone doesn't have to share the same apartment set.
Right.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like if everyone asks for any, asks for Days, it would be that. Give them a little bit more money to work with, guys. Come on.
Well, you heard it, NBC Universal. Get Days some more budget money.
Yeah, let them go down to Puerto Rico and do a few episodes. Like, come on.
When GH had 2 of their characters go down to the Florida, I think it was like Florida. Maybe it was. I don't think it was Sarasota, but it was definitely somewhere in Florida. Mm-hmm. They literally went to the beach in Malibu, and it's like it's not the same.
Oh yeah. No, soap fans are savvy. We know. We get
But
it.
anyways, folks, we are out of time. We're, season 7 is a wrap for the Bay. I do want to, of course, make mention of our own merchandise, Suds and Squared Circle Media. Go to merch.suds-media.com. Takes you to our spread shop. And so check it out, merch.suds-media.com. You can buy one of these cute little cuddle buddies. And if you buy the doggy cuddle buddy or the doggy bandana, the proceeds from those sales will go to Samantha's friends. So that we don't get a profit off those. Those will go, that money will go to Samantha's friends for the doggy cuddle buddies or the doggy bandanas. But everything else, when you buy something, it does help support our network. Also, we are obviously still in the middle of 2026. That means that you have a chance to win a Suds and Squared Circle Media t-shirt every month for the rest of the year. All you have to do is support our network and give us a super chat, a super thanks, or a super sticker. It's the little box with the $ in the bottom under the video. And in order to enter, all you do is give us a super, whether it's $2, $20, $200. It'll help our network. So give us a super and support our network. And then every month, we're going to do a drawing for somebody to win a Suds and Squared Circle Media t-shirt. So also, you do want to like this video, hit the subscribe button for suds-media.com, which is our YouTube channel, and then hit the notifications bell to make sure you get notified anytime any content is produced for Suds and Squared Circle Media. But we are out of time for season 7. It's in the books. Kim, where could everybody find you?
So I am Misfit8690 on Twitter and a Little Misfit 52 on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So feel free to follow me there to chat about soaps or whatever strikes your fancy.
All right. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Vinnie Suds. At Suds Media is our Network X account. That's usually what I'm on most of the time. And all of our breaking news and programming updates will come under that X account, which is at Suds Media. Suds and Squared Circle Media is also on Facebook, so go give that a follow as well. Also, you can go ahead and follow us on Threads and Instagram at Suds and Squared Circle. On TikTok and TikTok and Twitch is at Suds_media, and we're going to be doing a lot more with TikTok in the near future. I will be, during March Madness, I will be giving daily updates for the March Madness polls for TikTok, or through TikTok, I should say. So make sure to follow that at Suds_media. But as always, go to our Linktree, linktree.suds-media.com. All of our affiliate links are right there, as well as all the most important links for Suds and Squared Circle Media. And you can't forget suds-media.com, our YouTube channel, where you can find everything for us. Ooh, that's a lot. But that's it, folks. We're out of time. We'll be back next week as we sit dockside at the Bay. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care, everybody.